so the video is finished. I probably missed some stuff, but I like how the video ended up. Let's post it. I hope I get at least 100 views. I mean, AoE 1 doesn't get as much following compared to the other ones, except in Vietnam for some reason, so I do not expect a lot.
1 week later.
Oh man, I can't wait to check the video, how it ended up. Okay, so let's see. What? Okay, so I didn't expect the video to blow up, so I decided to make some changes. I talked the previous episode about bonuses and the original Age of Empires 1 gold, right? So I ended up to decide to make my job easier for me, and I will use the best quality of life mode, that one being the unofficial Patch HD, or UPatch HD for short. Why? Well, because it makes it easier to run on higher resolution on newer Windows versions. And I mean, the game runs in like, I don't know, 800 by 600 resolution, and it will not look amazing on a 2K monitor. So I will be using the UPatch HD stuff and changes. Without wasting more time, let's get into the video. Hello internet and welcome to Save Review. We review your favorite units and tags. Today we're looking at the Greeks. Okay, so this intro was kinda cringe. I don't think anyone would recognize this one. Okay, so the Greeks are now quite changing the UPatch HD compared to the original city versions. The Greek got buffed because they were kinda weak, so they got a new change. That one being the town center working 10% faster in the tool age, and above which affect both villagers and the aging up time. Aging up faster seems actually quite broken because of how slow aging is. Also, Academy units got a buff, them being 20% cheaper on top of the 33%. Where in the game it stated 30%, but the difference is so marginal, doesn't really matter. And their ships are now 20% faster, where in the city versions they were only 17%. Also, before they lacked Fire Gary, but now they got it back. Oh my god. Okay, before I go into the review, I want to talk about the Greek appearances during the campaign. I will speed talk the mentions starting from the campaign order the game shows me, aka in the campaign menu. So if you don't want to hear about all of that shit, you can just skip there. Well, the first campaign is Ascent of Egypt learning campaign. In the mission, River Outpost, where, well, the only thing the AI has is only 5 watchtowers and nothing else. Anyway, the second mission is Naval Battle, where the AI is starting with a small base consisting of a couple of villagers, some bowmen, a storage pit with a granary, some houses, and a barracks on the main island. And on water they get 2 scout boats, and on a remote island with nothing on it other than 3 fucking lions. The Greeks are not shown until the next campaign, that one being called Expansion 1 Rise of Rome, on the mission Mithridates, where they are only shown in the instruction menu on the map. But none of the AI are Greeks. Yeah, next campaign is in the expansion 2, Ave Kaiser, from the Caesar vs Pirates. Why did I said that name twice different? Yeah, where the enemy being the red Italian pirates and yellow Corsican pirates, red having only a couple of forces with a base that doesn't seem to produce villagers, the base being only for decoration, a dock with 2 other houses and a storage pit and a watchtower, and the 4th base, that one being the same as the previous one, but it's missing the storage pit. Yellow, on the other hand, is stacked, having full Iron Age base with pretty much everything from archers, catapults, towers, and a fuck ton of boats. Greeks also appear in the mission Britain, where they start with a weak tool age base, them having only some basic military, and they seem to also own a ruin. The AI is also called Picts. Nothing else to mention in this mission. Next one is Alicia, where this guy, I'm not gonna pronounce this name, is in the middle of a map with a heavy catapult. The hero with the name I'm not gonna pronounce, and a 4 heavy horse archer. The next one in the campaign, expansion 3, Pax Romana, where they appear in the mission Year of the 4 Emperor, where Galba starts with an Imperial Age base. Why did I say Imperial Age? It's Iron Age! With the only unit being some villagers, and they also start with a wonder. The next campaign is the expansion Enemies of Rome. The first mission where they appear is only for mentions of the missing Third Greek War, where no one is Greek. Anyway, next one is in the mission Spartacus, him being a Greek gladiator leader who fought against the Romans from 73 till 71 before Christ. The mission has only one enemy, AI, and that one being slave army. Okay. The red AI is only military units. The next campaign is in the Greek campaign called Glory of Greece. For being a Greek campaign, the Greeks are in all missions about the Greek faction being the player. But we're not gonna talk about the player. What we're here for is the AI. The first mission, Land Grab, one of the best missions in the game, starts with 3 AI, that one being Doria the Red, Ionia the Brown, and Tyrinia the Yellow. Red is starting with an already set tool age base, with a couple of farms, some clubmen, granary, a villager, and Yellow and Brown are quite similar in base, being pretty much just clubmen, villagers, and a town center. But Yellow is also starting with some walls surrounding some stone and a watchtower protecting it, and 3 houses. Well, next one is Citadel. The AI called Thebes has a heavily defended Bronze Age base with a lot of units, army, being mostly made out of scouts, axemen, and towers across the map surrounding the red base, and they're also protecting a ruin. The next one is called Ionian Expansion. The AI being, well, Ionia the Red, Lydia from Skyrim.
I am your sword and your shield.
Ionia starts with a modest army made out of mostly clubmen. It also starts with a tool age base containing the tool age available buildings and a lot of watchtowers on top of the island. Lydia starts with only towers. The towers are located in the middle of the map with 6 watchtowers and 3 more towers on the left side of the map protecting the ruin. The next campaign is the Trojan War, where having 2 AIs, Troy the Red and Themistocles the Yellow. Yellow starts with only 2 sentry towers on top of the corner on the map and nothing else. But Troy starts with a Bronze Age base that is heavily defended with towers, walls, with tool age units, some catapults, and the hero Hector, alongside some scout ships and a transport ship. The next mission, tiled I'll Be Back, has the Doria the Red, and the only thing Doria has is some sentry towers. Siege of Athens has 2 AIs called Sparta, Yellow and Red. Yellow in this campaign is neutral and its only purpose is being a water trading. Red starts with a whole army consisting of mostly phalanx and hero Jason. The next one is called Wonder, with the AI Cambyses the Red, the base having only a Wonder protected by improved bowmen, towers and walls. The next campaign is Voice of Babylon, on the mission titled The Lost, with the AI called Enemy. Not very creative name. Well, the AI having only a monk, 3 bowmen, and a heavy transport ship. The next mission is called I Shall Return, has Elam the Red, and starts by attacking the player directly with an army of horse archers, catapults, ballistas, hoplites, broadswordsmen, and the hero Alexander. It also starts with an Iron Age base consisting only of houses and a town center. The next one is called The Great Hunt, and has the AI called Elam the Red, being the only Greek of the Elam group. The AI has only some bowmen and some improved bowmen and some walls that protect 2 Gaia monks. Yeah, these 2 guys. The next one is The Caravan, where Elam the Red comes back with a vengeance. The AI is starting with a weak tool age army alongside some useless houses in the storage pit. The next mission is Lord of Euphrates, sorry for the pronunciations, where Chaldea, the red, starts with an okay Bronze Age base with very little military units. Next on the list, the next mission is called Nivea, where Nivea the red starts with a massive base, and I mean, look at this, it's huge. I'm not gonna talk about it because the video is already insanely long. And the next one and the last campaign is surprisingly the Yamato Empire of the Rising Sun in the mission Capture, where Izumo the Red starts on an island with no base, with Izuma having only some phalanxes with ballistas and a couple of towers with some fortified walls protecting an artifact. Well, now to the technology tree, where I will talk about each technology and show a self-made technology tree for each building, starting with the storage pit, because why not? It's my video. Well, the Greeks are missing the metallurgy, which is in my opinion a big hit, because unlike previous upgrades that were a +2 attacks, this one is a +3. Other than that, the Greeks get pretty much everything, which makes all units overall quite good. Now onto the temple. The Greeks are missing monotheism, which in my opinion is not that useful because converting buildings is not really a viable strat, and it's not very a popular strategy either. They're also missing jihad, or in the defective edition, zealotry, which turned your villagers into the equivalent of the post-imperial Spanish villagers from Age of Empires 2. I want to talk about it, and I want to say that UPatch HD fixed the technology by making the carry capacity more consistent towards different villager types and changed the villager speed from 27% to 10%. Now, in the original game, the tech used to increase the villager speed by 20% and reduce gather capacity by 8, and giving the villagers a whopping 10 attack, which is more than a fully upgraded Greek axeman. Anyway, next one, the barracks. Well, the Greeks don't have the best barracks. They are missing the broad swordsman line, and other than that, I don't really have anything much to say. Their barracks is very lacking and it's not a viable choice. This gets a huge penalty because broad swordsman, it's an amazing looking unit. The archery, well, they also lack here. They are lacking improved bowman, the chariot archer, the elephant archer, making them only the bowman, which is very insanely disappointing. I don't have anything to say, so don't use it. For the stable, this one is actually quite manageable, them only lacking the chariot, the cataphract, the war elephant, and the camel rider. The stable isn't really that bad. I mean, the heavy cavalry is still a very viable unit to use. The unit is still being a tanky and dangerous unit, and the unit has like a lot of damage, like 14 damage, 8 armor, 2 pierce armor, and a whopping 172 health. Other than that, nothing else. The Siege Workshop is quite decent, having both fully upgraded heavy catapult and Hellopolis. It has no bonuses, but it's very solid. No other comments necessary. Now we get to the bread and butter of the Greek, the Academy. The Academy units are very impressive. The movement speed upgrade stacks with aristocracy technology, making the Centurion a force to be reckoned with. I mean, look how fast it is compared to a basic Centurion and a post-Iron Age Centurion. Huge. The government center has no changes and it gets every technology, which is in my opinion really good. No other stuff need to be mentioned. The dog, because of the UPatch HD, the Greeks get a fully upgraded dog, which is really good because their 20% faster ships makes it really a good way to scout the seas and harass the water, giving the Greek a strong water game overall. The granary has no other changes than getting every upgrade from it. Nothing needed to be talked. The civilizations in Age of Empires 1 are quite simple, the design being mostly surrounded a certain type of unit, and for this civilization being the Academy and the dock, making it an infantry and water civilization. Because of their weak barracks and archery range, I can't give it more than a 7 out of 10. Their stable and siege workshop do make it for the lack of it, but the missing broadswordman is a huge turn-off for me. Well, this was an interesting video. Now, because I kinda finished the review, since I can't really talk much about a civilization, it is mostly surrounded for aggression with speedy centurions and boats, I decided to talk about some stuff AoE 1 that people don't simply get. This comment, for example, said that because the Egyptians are built around the one super strong trash unit, makes it not look that good. But now I gotta say this, the economy in Age of Empires 1 is, well, I'm not sure how to say it more, but it's way different than Age of Empires 2. Mostly because the gold and the stone problem. Gold in Age of Empires 1 doesn't have an infinite source like the markets and the relics, like there is in Age of Empires 2. Like, yes, there is water trading that requires either an ally on water or an oblivious enemy / dead enemy with an alive dog. Also, trading in Age of Empires 1 is being different, where in Age of Empires 2 you get it for free. In AoE 1 you have to trade one of your resources into a very small amount of gold. That turns the late game mostly into a trash wars. And because AoE 1 doesn't have good trash units, the trash units being Axemen, Bowmen, Chariot Archers, Scythe Chariot, Scout, and the Trireme. Because the Bowmen and Axemen and Scout aren't really like that useful, they are incredibly weak and squishy, and the Scout being, well, a Scout, that leaves only 3 units. The Scythe Chariot, the Chariot Archer, and the Trireme. And having a strong unit like a Chariot, Scythe Chariot, makes it a huge difference in the late game. Now, because I'm kinda finished with the yapping, I wanted to say that I really appreciate the support. The video really blew up my expectations. The video at a time I'm making the script, which is the first one I ever made, got like 2.4 thousand views, 264 likes, 126 comment, and I actually respond to all of the comments, and I think it gave me like more than 100 subs. And I want to say that after doing the civilization review for all, I don't really have an idea about what to talk after, because, well, I'm not a competitive player and I'm not a multiplayer guy either. Yes, I do play multiplayer sometimes on Age of Empires 3DE and AOM Retold, but other than that I don't really play a lot of it. I was thinking of making save reviews for mods like 5th Legacy, but the mods seem to be insanely different to the base game, and a lot of units seem to be like very unfamiliar to me. Maybe I was thinking about doing AoE 2 mods. I mean, I haven't seen anyone doing save review to those also. Like Age of Chivalry Hegemony, but again, it is vastly different to the base game. And even I get confused a lot while playing it. Well, the script got pretty long, like a whole 15.5 thousand characters, holy shit. Anyway, before I go, I want to say that if I miss anything, like I missed the Armor Elephant and the Archer Elephant, I'll make the Egyptians review again once I'm finished with the rest, so don't worry. I will do my best to follow every tip you guys give it, like the technology tree showing, the unit comparison, and the script. Even though I prefer doing it more of freestyle because it sounds way more natural, the next video, which will probably be released next week, will be slightly different because instead of talking about Age of Empires 1, I will talk about Age of Empires 3. Well, specifically the I will not spoil what it's about, but I think you guys will like it. Well, anyway, I'm tired. I'll go back to bed, and I will see you next time. See ya. Oh man, I'm sleepy. Huh? What is this? Who are you? Looks like Dradon is blasting off again.